Shalom. I am. I would like to make this a short video um, to talk about a bit about us who have came to knowing the truth of who we are, who the people are of the scriptures, and about ourselves, our ancestors, and the fallen of our ancestors, the things of old in the scriptures that they have practiced that we may not practice today the same way as it was back then. Also, um, also being the lies being exposed that helped woke us up. A lot of us who are coming across each other, meeting each other, seeing other Yasharites who have woken up, we tend to have something in common with our testimony of the lives of the Christian churches. And we know to fellowship, we know who we should fellowship and honor. And we say with our lips how much we love our Heavenly Father and know of the Messiah, his Son, who he sent to give us a favor, do us a favor. He gave atonement for us. But there's a problem, even amongst our brothers and sisters who have woken up and came into the truth. I want to talk a brief moment about this because it is very, very highly dangerous and toxic. If I talk a little off or in parable, please, 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 pray and discern what I am, based on what you're hearing, what I'm saying, and see, see what you get from this message. If you have a difficult time following along, but I will do my best. I deal with the health issues. We know, or most of us have learned about pharmakia. It's not what this is about, but I deal with natural ways of healing, natural ways according to the word of the Most High Yah. We rely on the Most High Yah through fasting and praying, and also when we do put stuff in our mouth, that we make sure that it is approved of the Most High Yah. So we do not defile ourselves and cause ourselves to be altered, to altering the state of mind, to change that helps cut off ourselves from focusing to communicate with the Most High Yah. And it has a great effect on us. Instead, we invite demonic spirits into ourselves when we alter our minds, eating foods we shouldn't be eating that has highly effects on us, and medications that we may take. It doesn't matter if it's the least effective medication or not. It's all processed. It's all form of witchcraft. It also has origin to, they're nothing but a counterfeit to the original medicines of the Most High Yah. But knowing that when you make changes like that, we have to purge. The scripture talks about purging. When you make up your mind, that's the start of things. You make up your mind to perform the acts of righteousness. When you do that, after you come to knowledge, the sooner the better. But if you procrastinate, you suffer the consequences of the knowledge, of having the knowledge and not acting upon it right away. Okay, you can't put it off for a day or two, or next week I'm going to do this and do that. When I learned the truth, and I knew I wanted to please the Most High Yah, when I learned, before I even knew who I was, and that we were true people of Yasharon, he dealt with me other ways first. He dealt with everyone in his own way. But he dealt with me first with all these other wicked things. I had so many wicked things I was dealing with that he wanted me to purge those things first, to have a clear conscience, have a clear mind and spirit. So anyway, We have to purge away the unclean things, the things that defile you, the things that are dirty, nasty, and impure. Okay, these impure spirits that we tend to possess. Okay. As soon as I found out, I got rid of. I stayed up till in the middle of the night even before the sun would even come up, cleaning out whatever, and I would get rid of all that needed to be out of the way right away. I couldn't go to the Most High and continue my day praying to Him and say I believe and love Him and want to keep His commandments. And I got things in my home or attachments, especially with others who have these same beliefs that are wicked works of darkness, and I'm contradicting myself. I'm being disobedient. Okay, so I don't reap the blessings at all, the barakah from the Most High. So just like detoxing your body to get rid of toxins out of your body, to have a cleaner, to take care of the temple inside, and to have a clearer mind, because what we put in our body does affect our mind. It affects our body. Our brain sends signals to let throughout our body, sends signals to the brain to let know what is going on when something is wrong. Okay, same thing spiritually. When something is wrong with us spiritually, the spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh lets us know what is going on. It convicts us and let us know something is wrong here. You need to stop doing this, or you need to do that, or you're procrastinating, or whatever the case may be. Okay, it lets us know what we need to do to correct itself. Okay, so we need to take care of our well-being, whether physically, spiritually, however way, but it affects us mentally. Okay, if we're mentally disturbed and mentally distracted all the time, we're not going to be able to connect with the Most High Yah the way that He wants us to connect with Him, not the way we want to. Okay, so I just want to mention that really quick. So there are they call New Age. Not everything is called New Age, but it's all New Age. And what's new is nothing new under the sun. There's tons of things that have that are repeated, but just what you call it, like a remix of the things that was practiced a long time ago. Okay, so yoga. Okay, the high consciousness of mind and self. Empty your mind to be able, the law of attraction. I'm not saying there is no law of attraction, okay? I don't believe in this pagan law of attraction. There is the word that lets us know we reap what we sow, okay? So if we do things contrary to the word, we're going to reap the consequences of our wrongdoings. If we do what He commands us and do our best and follow what He says and listen to His voice and all, we reap the benefits of the barakah, the blessings. Okay, that's how it works. It doesn't work according to the flesh, but according to the spirit. So we need to test everything that we do. Okay, there are a lot of pagan things out there that a lot of us who have woken up to the truth, who still have we have not detoxed ourselves, okay, of which is purging of things that are still lingering in our spirit. Okay, we can't just jump into doing one thing and then gradually, we need to deal with these things right away, and we need to ask for forgiveness, not just go about your day and pray and say, forgive me of anything, or thank you, blah, 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 for this, that, and go about your day. No, there are things that's lingering around like a nasty garbage can that been empty of garbage, but yet have residue left in it. We don't want any spiritual residue left on us at all. We are still defiled. We need to get those things purged away from us. And we need to ask forgiveness for our Heavenly Father for anything that we may have. Even if it's something you don't acknowledge, a lot of us, we all have a purpose here while we're here on this earth, working, being servants of the Most High, children of the Most High Yah. He calls us to be to do his will. So if his will is for you to preach and go out and teach, that's what he called you to do. If he called you just to, you come across some others that have woken up and you don't know what all they know, but he put on your spirit and that point things out to you about brother or sisters that may still have hope, or they may open up to you and tell you things, that you may not have been aware of what they still believe in, even though they are woken brothers and sisters. And it is pagan practices of yoga or anything that has to do with Indian deities or Egyptian deities, Chinese philosophy, whatever it may has to do with these other deities and all these ties. Okay, we have to. They're there for a reason. Okay, that they're put in your presence because something or may have came out of yourself and they haven't yet. You are there to maybe there to help them see. Okay, and you are living testimony to them to be able, so they can be able to see what's what. Now, when someone's living testimony to me before I came to, I had no idea. I was not able to learn. I was ignorant when I was told the truth about some things. And it took me months. It took me that long because it depended on me and my heart for the Most High Yah to open up. And I did not open up. I stayed stuck in what I wanted to see and what I wanted to believe at the time. Okay, but the more I sought the Most High Yah and I decided to surrender, because I saw and more I read that I thought what I was surrender that I surrendered enough. I really barely surrendered. I didn't even know what I surrendered. I had to learn what surrender actually meant, and I didn't know what purging actually meant, and what sin really was, and what it means to be a believer in the truth. And so we tend to have idols or idolize things that in the way of this world, we have no idea. We think that it's normal, and we carry out these ways. Realize just because you realize that you are the children of Yasharal doesn't make you any righteous to anyone else, because you're a chosen people. What makes you righteous is even if you recognize yourself, that's good. You have woken up to know who you are. Now you need to find your purpose. You need to find, okay, well, it's talking of us about us in the scripture, our ancestors. Well, now I need to learn what they have done and why they have fallen, so we don't do the same thing. We need to learn what those things are up to date. Okay, there is channeling. There, Deuteronomy 18 talks about not passing your child or daughter through the fire. There, when we're dealing with demonic spirits like spiritism. What's the other? I said channeling, witchcraft. You got the what's it called? Birthdays and stuff like that. I can't think of it right now. But anyway, observer of times. You got necromancing. You got speaking of familiar spirits or conjuring familiar spirits, channeling them. You got if you are a wizard, if you are a charmer. It's numerous of these ways, numerous of these things here that we are practicing and not realizing that these things still have a hold on to us and we are still being deceived. How are we really relying on the Most High Yah? We got to overlook that part now of, we are the children of Yasharal and we've been deceived, we've been lied to, blah, blah. But why are we in captivity then? He loves us. We are his chosen people. Why are we in this state? We need to look at that more than everything else right now. Because yes, it matters who we are. But now that you know, what are you going to do now? Are you going to move forward? And are you going to change your ways and not, you want to wake people up and tell them who they are. They've been lied to. But once people wake up, there are a lot of them out there that have woken up and are still doing the abominable things, and they are still enslaved in the mindset, in the spirit. They are still enslaved. They're still not woken up. They're not coming out of, they're not walking in truth. And there are those who have the outer appearance of righteousness, but inwardly, they really don't. They really don't. They don't even believe in the power of the Most High Yah. We need to come forth and come out of these ways. We need to realize and embrace the love our brothers and sisters give us. And think that they are trying to attack you or anything like that. Okay? We know if you come out, you know the truth. We know you're not supposed to keep commandments and all. Then be prepared to be rebuked. But embrace it, because it's only going to save you. It's going to help you. It's going to point things out to you and help you see what you may not be seeing at the time. And when you are pointed out to it, it's pointed out to you, don't procrastinate. That was my mistake. I procrastinated and I suffered some repercussions. I suffered very much a long time ago of these things. And we got to be careful with who we come encounter with that may even if it was before you came into the truth. Be careful of who you out there may listen to, who may prophesy to you about something good. Because a lot of times these are nothing but soothsayers, okay? It doesn't matter if they say, oh, well, I foresee that, the Most High is going to bless you with this or bless you with that. And then that may not be the plan for you. That can do nothing but get you caught up. And then you're going to end up doing your own will, saying that it's the Most High Yah's will, and he may have another plan for you. It may be that blessing, but guess what? It may not be in that way. It may be in a different way that where you may not see how and what direction he's trying to lead you in order to to help others, to be helped others, to help save others, or to help draw others closer to the Most High Yah, and or be a shelter to others. If something was to happen, where people can be at a place at that time, it could be anything. It could be for any reason, for any purpose. But you know what? You need to listen to the Most High Yah. Stop listening to these people. I'm not saying that there's no righteous out there that will tell you the truth and tell you the Most High bless you. But you know what? He do come to you. He can come to you and tell you things yourself. He don't just go to someone who calls himself a prophet. Hold on, baby, lay down. To a prophet or whatever, and just to tell you, oh, and you don't only come to a prophet. And look, the word says that there'll come in latter days that he will pour out his spirit on the daughters and sons. He will pour out his spirit on all flesh. All flesh. So y'all need to get that right. And please, 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 anyone comes to you about anything, and you have in your mind whatever you believed before, testing the spirit to see if what they said could be true. You need to go back to go in the word and seek it out. Be like, okay, is this correct? This person's told me this, or or the Most High only talk to people, this particular person, and no one else. Go back in the word and see that. Is that true? Because then if it says otherwise, then that person or your belief system is jacked up. Okay? You want to get that corrected immediately. Because if you carry on with a false belief, what can happen after that? Oh, and anyone who have any philosophy or false belief or any other tradition of men belief still carrying out from Christianity into the truth, this is what I'm receiving from the Spirit. This is what I'm receiving. They should not be the head of saying prayer over everyone. Okay? Like when you gather together and like say a prayer or so-and-so say a prayer. No, they need to be corrected first. They need to be corrected of that whatever they doing, that whatever spirit they still got attached to them that got them still doing things that's part of Christianity or that is a pagan origin or whatever, and they need to be purged of those things, somebody else say the prayer over, because that person need deliverance right now. That person need deliverance right first. Okay? So just be cautious. Be cautious of who you let pray over you. Okay? Same as within the churches. I don't go to churches or that. I'm just saying. The same way when we were Christians going to churches, we wouldn't just let anybody put their hands on us and pray over us. We'd be picky, like, well, you know. But same here. Being in the truth don't make you superficial. All right? It don't make you superficial. But you'll be protected by the Most High Yah. You keep His commandments and you walk in His statutes and do them. And teach them to your children. Don't just and then you let your children do whatever and think that it's okay. Oh, and if any demonic spirits or anyone trying to do witchcraft on you, or you been communicating with someone and you just found out through the spirit that that person is not of the Most High Yah truly or whatever, don't think it's okay or it's not your fault. Don't think it's not your fault why these spirits are coming to you or to mess with you in your mind or whatever, or your children. Yeah, it is your fault. But now you got to correct it. All you have to, ask for forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness of the Most High Yah. Forgive me, Father, Abba. I didn't know, but I know now. Just like anything else you didn't know, you ask for forgiveness and you want that to be corrected so you can walk in righteousness. Okay? We do a lot of things in ignorance, not knowing. But we have to correct that right away. All right? But if we put in our mind, it's not your fault, blah, 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 we allowed that to come in. We gave permission for us to mingle or fellowship with someone who is not of Yah. You know what I'm saying? So by us giving permission, we're allowing ourselves to do that. We still have to ask for forgiveness of that. Okay? No listen to anyone that says not your fault, or these things just happen, because then we can just go about and let these things just mingle with anybody and let these things come and then blame it on anything else and say, oh, it's not my fault. We cannot do that. We are responsible for our actions, and we will be judged for every word come out of our mouth, and we will be judged for all our actions. We will be judged for everything. Okay, we know that hell was created for Hashatan and his fallen angels, the ones who followed him, but we follow the ways of Hashatan and those crazy beliefs of ours. Then we are choosing to go that direction. We know where they're going to go, so we follow. We don't acknowledge the ways of theirs that is false, is wrong. Hold on, babe. So, and we continue. Come on, Hadassah, go over there, babe. Go over there because I'm talking. Follow the ways of them, then we don't care but to follow them right where they're going, the pits of hell. So therefore, we need to observe, we need to examine ourselves, and we need to look at every single thing that we are doing. Really satanic music. So anyway, what I'm saying is, even us who are helping others, we need to correct ourselves. We are wrong at a certain teaching or whatever, or a certain saying or a philosophy that carried out while being in this truth, spoken to someone else. We need to correct that. Say, hey, I said this, but you know what? I learned it. Didn't realize, or I should have, or whatever. You need to correct that so that person will carry on with that belief, that what you have shared with them or whatever, and then pass it on. Okay? We need to correct that. We need to correct ourselves. Let's not be so ashamed. But we are perfect examples to those when we see the fault in us and we actually admit it to others and we ask for forgiveness. I'm not saying you ask for forgiveness from that person, but you're admitting to your wrongdoing. Okay? And that's a good, that's encouraging to someone else to do the same thing when they are at fault instead of being silent. Oh, and also another thing too, y'all close the door. Let's be more cautious of how we go about the approach. What I was about to say kind of slipped my mind. Okay, so one more thing. Open love, expressing yourself, open love is better than, keeping things secretly. When I say that according to the word, what I'm saying is that, let's say, you're with a sister or brother, or you hear, some words of them that's contrary, and you don't talk with them about it, or you don't correct them, you don't speak up, you just be passive and let things be or whatever. And my fault. I'm trying to think. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I had to think for a moment. Open rebuke is better than secret love. I'm not saying you embarrass your brother or sister out loud in public in front of everybody. I'm not saying to do that. There are ways that you can do it in love. But you can also talk with your brother or sister one-on-one, or if you are surrounded by others and you that's the only way you can speak out about it. You can speak out about it in love, though. Okay? In kindness. Same way you want somebody to talk to you. But come forth and speak up about it. Okay? And about whatever the issue may be. I ain't talking about someone who hurt your feelings or said something to you, make you, be in your feelings, whatever. I'm not mean that. I mean, if someone is at fault of the Torah or anything like that. Okay? Speak up. Point it out. Okay? I mean, it's better to do that than to keep it inside, knowing of what this person does and think, and they're stuck in their ways. We're withholding that inside. We're keeping their burden inside of ourselves. We're bearing their burden on our shoulders. We don't want that. And then a lot of us do this thing of, I'll just go and pray about it, blah, 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 and so forth and so on. Oh, okay, yeah, but yeah. Pray over so-and-so. So, yes, we pray over them. But at the time of you are with them, or you get a chance to talk with them, and they're willing to give that moment, that time to you to listen, speak. Let them know. Don't just go and pray about it right away and don't say anything. Yes, the Most High Yah move. And then I guess it also depends on the person and how ignorant they are at the time and their attitude and stuff. If you tried and they didn't want to hear it, then yeah, you take it to Abba and it's out of your hands. But if you just go and just keep it to yourself and you don't say anything, you don't speak up, and you're going to be around them in the future, the next day or the Shabbat after that or whatever, and you say nothing and that person continue on their ways, even though you're praying about it, you're not doing what the word says. We are to guard the Torah. It's a duty of man. We are to guard the Torah. We are to do what the Torah commands us of us. Okay? And so therefore, I just wanted to share a little bit of that with y'all. We need to research more into modern day or so-called New Age, paganism, pagan beliefs, stuff like that. Philosophies that we may use that are not of the scriptures or proverbs or anything like that we need to let go, and the beliefs, the spiritual beliefs of higher consciousness, and be one with yourself and do this and empty your mind and meditate. Come on, get out of that. The law of attraction, the secret, all this different mess. Get out of it. I was deep into that stuff. I know. Okay? I'm just speaking for myself. Help your sister. I'm just speaking on my part, on my behalf, what I know. Okay? In my experience. So, I am being very straightforward with this. Satanic symbols, y'all better get rid of those. I'm just start off with the stars. I ain't going to worry about the crosses, because we know the crosses. Those who are in truth know what I'm talking about. We don't do the crosses. Okay? Be in the truth. But now, people, instead of menorah, people will choose the star of, so-called Star of David, which is not the Star of David, or the Key of Solomon. It's in scriptures of what it is. But we need to stop with this six-pointed star and thinking that it is okay. It's not effective. Look, anything that's drawn, the symbol drawn, and you have, it don't matter if it's on a piece of paper. If you look up anything, what the people who do witchcraft do when they use these symbols, they draw it out. They draw it on concrete. It don't matter if it's on a poster board. It don't matter if it's on a wall. It's drawn out. All right. So if it's printed on paper or whatever, I'm not trying to be legalistic or nothing, but it's no different. So you need to not possess these symbols and stuff in your home, or carved out symbols, because they have meanings. They have origin meanings to these things, and they were used as witchcraft and stuff like that. So you don't want to possess those things. Even if you can't mix paganism, origins of satanic origins of these symbols and stuff, and then mix it with the Most High Yah. You can't do that. That's what so-called Christians do when they put Christmas and these pagan holidays and stuff and celebrations and birthdays and stuff, and put the Most High Yah in the mix and say, oh, you're giving up the Most High Yah. He doesn't hear you. You like smoke up his nostrils, and he don't want to hear the sounds of music or anything in his ears. He don't want to hear any of that stuff when you celebrate and want to honor things up to the Most High Yah in your way, okay, in the traditions of men way. He don't even want to accept it that way, okay, your praise and worship with these things. Yes, he'll forgive you, but now it's time to give it up, and it's time to change. Change your mind. You change your mind, then your heart will start to change, okay? We want to get those ideas out of our heads and realize what they really are. And we need to help others. If we're going to spread the word and help wake people up, we first need to fix ourselves first. We need to fix ourselves. We need to work on ourselves before going out and trying to wake people up. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? Because you'll be at fault of a lot of things. And if you still have residue of spirits lingering around or attached to you because things you didn't purge away from completely when you got into the truth, you're going to catch hell. Okay? You don't want to do that. No matter how much you ask for protection. Just like the times of Joshua in the book. Okay? They believed in the Most High Yah. But somebody decided to bring idols into the camp, to their tent. And it defiled all of Yasharal who dwelled together. All the Yasharal that dwelled together. It defiled and messed up everything. Everyone. It affected everyone. You gotta purge what is not righteous. Purge what is defiled, what is unclean and impure of the that is not of the Most High Yah. So he will dwell with you, and he will protect you. Look into these scriptures. It's not just Old Testament. It's also in the book of Acts and the book of Luke and other testimonies and stories based on in the so-called New Testament. It's not New Testament, but you know, for those who really still say New Testament, it's not just in the history part. It's also so far back in history, but also further up too. So look into these things. Look at references. Research. It don't take long, as much as many of y'all like to be looking things up on the computer and read books and stuff like that. No matter how busy you are during the day, you have a little bit of time. If you set 20 minutes aside, you'll find a whole lot within that short time of what is what. And there are a lot of people out there who put forth videos to help push it out there. Okay, not everything is false that you see. But a lot of people who know about these things, even those who probably still go to a Christian church, they probably haven't woken up yet about Sunday worship. Or maybe they have. Maybe they just still use the term church or whatever. But are exposing so much information that we who have woken up as knowing who we are of the word still are lingering around doing. Okay? We can learn a lot. And we can take that information, and what you're going to do with it? You're just going to diss it because this person's a white person who telling you the truth? Or this person's of this nation? Even some Arabs or those who are who are Muslim. I don't believe in it, but they know a lot of things too. I don't go to them and listen to their stuff for that. But all I'm saying is information you come across, take that, go look it up and see, because they know names of deities and stuff. Those who don't who not of the nation of Islam, but maybe a Muslim, but are in the truth. Just saying that if they do have idols as well, or know of other nations who worship their idols, they know deeper things than we are allowing ourselves to learn. And all I can say is you can take some information and not follow what they do if they are still of that religion, but just saying, take the information, go look it up yourself, and then you will see for yourself. Okay? We can't go judge if you go to the library, oh, because this person's Chinese or whatever. I know what religion they believe in, but I'm not going to ask them for some assistance in about these deities or whatever, or what this belief is tied to, and they may have some information and tell you exactly what it means, what it is about, and their culture and their religion of their ancestors. That'll help you out, because they'll wake you up like, oh gosh, I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. And I've been doing this all my life. Or we've been believing this all our life, thinking that it's, Christian, like it's acceptable. And then you get away from that. Like, okay, I'm letting that go. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that was of your religion. I didn't know how dangerous it really was. I didn't know. Wow. You can learn a lot. Let's stop thinking that way, okay? Follow the Spirit. Be in the Spirit. We're mingled amongst many nations in the United States here. Okay? Everywhere you go to a store. But you're not going to buy something from a grocery store because there's a Indian man or woman at the counter. Are you serious? We can't be doing that. Oh, only the Yashuralite. Oh, it's not Yashuralite. So I'm not going to tell this person about the word, or if they ask me a question about, who you believe in. I'm a Christian myself. We don't call ourselves Christians, but they of a church. I was told this and told that, but out of what I was hearing or what I'm curious about, I'm seeking. What's his name, or what is it about him? Why not? Why not share it? Don't be like, oh, you're not Israelite, so we don't share that kind of stuff with the nation. What kind of people are we? What did the word say? Are we really, really, really going by what the word says? Really? Examine yourself. Every single thing that you do, examine yourself. Before you go push someone off, examine yourself. Okay? Go to the word and see what it says. And if you know that you may come encounter, or don't know you may come encounter, but you're going to be around others of other nations, that you never know who you may have to share the word with or anything. Prepare yourself before you go out. Get into that word. Or go straight to some certain points that situation you might end up being in, so that way you could be prepared when you go out and about. Look up about what the word says, what the Most High Yah says about the other nations being in the truth, or being, priests, or, teachers or leaders or whatever. What does the word say about that? Should we not say anything to the Gentiles? Should we not help? Come on now, we know Cornelius and Peter. Come on, y'all. Let's get with the program. We can't be like that and stop following these camps with this on the street stuff, and only Yashua and everyone else is this and this and that. Come on, not everyone. Yes, we know there are enemies, but also those who chose to follow us, how do we treat them? Do we still treat them like they're our enemy? Okay, I said enough. But I just want you all to consider these things according to the word. If I'm in error out of anything that I've said, even though I didn't really quote scripture, because I don't always do that. Sometimes I do. So, like I said, let's examine ourselves. Let's help our brothers and sisters who have woken up to come out of the abominable things, an abominable way of thinking. It's purge, detox. Get rid of all these.